So I want to do a short video discussing whether or not you should be a personal trainer and how someone can make over $100,000 a year training people. So first, I'd like to say that there's kind of like a harsh reality behind personal training. It is not just going to the gym and working out with like your friends basically. And that's definitely not how you're going to make money. One of the things that I found really challenging when I started training was the availability of clients and actually trying to fit people into my own schedule. And so what you're going to realize is that realistically, you're only going to be able to fit between 15 and 20 people a week in your schedule realistically, because let's say you're training people for hour-long sessions and you're doing small splits in between their actual sessions. You're only going to be able to fit a certain amount of people throughout the day and throughout the week conveniently. And so people's schedules are going to overlap. Your schedule is going to overlap, and you'll see that most people are going to want to train between these two really busy periods, which are just like busy gym going periods in the morning before 6 a.m. typically, and in the afternoon after 6 p.m. typically, give or take an hour or so. And that's where most of your clients are going to want to work out. So you're going to be limited to the amount of people you're going to be able to see throughout the day. And so I just think that the first thing all of you guys who are anticipating on whether or not you should try and obtain a certification for becoming a personal trainer, the first thing you should consider is how are you going to be able to maximize your income by fitting as many people into your schedule as possible, but also providing the best services as possible. And I think that's the most difficult thing to overcome, and one of the most difficult things that any person trying to become a trainer is going to have to overcome. So, aside from that, I want to do like a short list of like 3 steps basically that all of you guys should do in order to become a great personal trainer making over $100,000 a year, because I would say that's the goal in order to live comfortably, right? Can't really live that comfortable on an income less than that. And so the first thing is going to be to invest in yourself. And what that means is to try and get, I don't want to say a bachelor's degree. I don't want to say almost that that's a waste of money, but get a good certification to start, especially if you're considering getting your bachelor's degree in like exercise science or anatomy, like not anatomy and physiology, but some type of physiology, or maybe you're trying to pursue a doctorate in physical therapy, or all those related fields. If you're considering pursuing that route, I would at least take this step first. If you're not going to go out and get an internship fulfilling one of those positions where you can actually get hands-on experience seeing what it's like, get a personal training certification and go train someone. Like, you will be enlightened by how different it might actually be from what you're anticipating it. And so the first thing is invest in yourself. Always be a learner, be open-minded, and be constantly trying to grow, which is obvious, but specifically towards like your education on what you're going to be teaching people. Second, know the market and know your clients. That's huge, because when I first started training, I'm thinking that I'm going in there, I'm going to be training some athletes, people who are going to be able to handle these extreme workouts. Even I was like stuck in the mindset that anyone who's going in there for a trainer is going to be some type of athlete or someone that basically knows what they're doing and can handle any workout that I'm trying to give. And the reality of the situation is that most of the people going in there are for general fitness. They have a lot of aches and pains and tightness, and they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. So basic education, like I never knew that like a majority of my clients, majority of the market is general fitness. It's people that literally don't know what they're doing, haven't worked out in 10 or 15 years, or literally have never worked out in their entire life. They want to go there to lose weight. They want you to be their psychologist. And aside from that, their trainer and their best friend. And so, like, you really have to know people, know your clientele, and know the market, because, which, I mean, I think that's part of, like, the growing experience. And so I would just say to be wary of what's going on around you and kind of like who you anticipate on training, how you're going to make the most money, capturing the greatest market. Third, pick a specialty. This is very complicated to try and explain in a short video, but this is kind of like marketing yourself and knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, right? Do a SWOT analysis on yourself. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a very common business term. Basically means analyzing your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. And that'll actually really allow you to see who you're trying to capture as a client and what type of person is going to actually want to train with you. I mean, so you got to kind of mold your business and like mold your outlook around your specialty, around knowing the market and clients and potential clients. That's going to be something that if I could really recommend to myself when I was first starting off, that's going to be huge. That'll give you a huge advantage over the other trainers, because most of the other people going in there are just exactly like what I was saying before. They're going in there to almost like hang out and like work out with like their buddy, and like they really don't take it seriously. And that's kind of like an unfortunate reality, but also a time for another video. And so that cuts my list short, but some other recommendations that I would like to make to people starting off and how to get a $100,000 business. Whoa, totally got sidetracked there for a second. If you want to have a $100,000 a year personal training business, you got to get creative. Like, you're not just going to be working for the typical 24-hour fitness or LA Fitness or even like small chain gym like I was working at, which is like a UFit Health Clubs, which probably a lot of you don't know, which is a Florida-based gym, which is actually doing fairly well right now. If you want to make $100,000 a year, like, one thing that I would say that actually was really beneficial was the experience of going and working at a gym that is so successful at capturing the market. And so, like, you'll really, for me at least, it was such an eye-opening experience, because, like, I thought I was going in there as, like, some type of fitness professional. And I actually, to give you a little bit of background in this video, I was a personal trainer for about 3 months. I have a really strong foundational knowledge on exercise science. But aside from that, I was just a regular first ever going to the gym and working at a gym personal trainer for about 3 months. And I worked my ass off. And let me tell you, like, if you've listened to like Gary Vaynerchuk or anything like that, like, it's work. Like, if you want to be successful, you're really going to have to work. And I would say that if you want to pursue this route, what you really got to do is be aware of your surrounding. And what you're going to see is a lot of people are going to want to use you, especially those franchise gyms. They're going to want to use those personal trainers to make them money. And I know that, like I said, I was a personal trainer for about 3 months until I was promoted to the director of coaches or director of trainers or the sales director or whatever you want to call it for the personal training department at over 3 different facilities for UFit. So what I learned during that experience was, I don't want to say how using personal trainers, but how acquiring a really good team and being able to utilize their expertise to make me money. And so, like, that sounds kind of fucked up. That's like the reality of the situation, is like the business is there to make money. So they're going to be using if you want to give, I'm going to give a rundown of what you can expect at any gym you go to, okay? They'll offer a free assessment at the front desk, where any personal trainer could go and take that free assessment. Not personal trainer, but any client of the gym or any active user of the gym or member of the gym is going to have this free assessment to be able to basically get sold personal training. And I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty details of how that works. I'll save that for another video. For right now, what I want you to realize is that the businesses are there to make money, and they're going to use personal trainers to make sales. And so if you want to make $100,000 a year, that is a great place to start and build a little bit of experience, because you're going to see how a successful company has used other individuals to help them become successful. However, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you need to follow that same entrepreneurial venture, meaning you need to start your own business, you need to start something online, and that, to me, is the key on how to make $100,000 a year personal training, is you take your business online. That's going to allow you to capture a market share that is so much greater than you could possibly give anybody through hands-on training. And so the reason being, like I said before, is because your limitation on time. So if you're no longer limited on time, you put a really great course together and you link that together with a website, YouTube, other social media devices, you're going to see your business is going to